The UK Online Safety Act just got destroyed by 4chan, by Hypnotic. I'm curious what they did. Let's just see. Let's just see. As far as I'm aware, though, 4chan is now being sued for $25,000 daily, but they say they won't pay. Let's see. Let's see something interesting here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's a wild story for you today. We have the UK...
It's VTuberception! VTuber here, VTuber on the side, VTuber everywhere.
Office of Communications has apparently issued a notice to 4chan, of all places, that they are intending to impose a £20,000 fine plus daily, with penalties if 4chan does not comply. And of course, in the most...
Well, they did not comply. They did not. They did not. Started like that and goes for 10 times length. Yep. They did not. They didn't. They did not comply.
Amazing way that 4chan could possibly respond.
Like, how does this even work? How can you sue not company, but a website, right? How can you sue a website that's not even in your country, that doesn't operate from your country, that could technically just pull out? Essentially, you technically, since there's so many feds on there, you're essentially suing the FBI.
They responded with a legal notice of their own. So in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the entire legal notice from 4chan. And we're also going to be taking a look at Ofcom's website that is all supposedly about helping children be safer online while trying to take away your rights as an adult.
Ain't nobody. Ain't nobody. Ain't nobody believing that these fuckers that these fuckers think that it's that they actually work for child safety. That there are no, you know, UK, anything but protect actual children. You got a dude for you stopped a dude at an airport for anime art. Grooming gangs? Nah. 2D girls. Anything but to protect real children. Anything.
As well on the internet and claiming that it's for the kids, guys. It's always for the kids. So let's utilize this video to talk about this first. So good old Ofcom has actually decided that it's in their best interest to want to go after 4chan. Why this is, I have no idea. Anytime somebody tries to be the aggressor against 4chan, they almost always lose. And yet for some reason, the UK, with their brand new powers, with their brand new, Online Safety Act, they're thinking, oh, we got it, boys. We are the all-powerful. Now we have the means to go after literally everybody. Even...
I wonder what Keir Starmer has on his hard drive. I wonder. I do wonder.
Even if they are not in the UK, even if they're in the United States, we're going to go after them and try to impose fines and censorship and all this nonsense. It's a beautiful thing to witness, because what's going to happen is when people tend to push too far too quickly, well, they get felted. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what's going to happen here. So we have a response from Byron and Storm, attorneys at law, and it says they replied to a statement regarding Ofcom's reported provisional notice of 4chan Community Support LLC. It says Byron and Storm, PC, Byron and Storm, and Coleman Law, Ron Coleman, who, by the way, is representing Smash JT. Shout out to Ron Coleman. He's involved in this. Represent 4chan Community Support LLC, aka just 4chan. According to press reports, the UK Office of Communications, which is Ofcom, you could go to their website. It is literally there for anybody to see.
Ofcom. OFCOM. I knew it. It's the horse. It's always been the horse. But grooming gangs are actual dangerous criminals. Politicians are probably on their side, and 60-year-old man won't jack off to lollies. In their minds, their weird shit is more ethical than others' weird shit. It is just crazy. It is just insane. Yeah. It's just the problem is that the entire EU acts up, but they don't. The entire EU doesn't do anything. They really don't. In fact, they would rather have actual confirmed PDFs, build kindergartens, then go after actual predators. Like, instead of going after these, they would rather go after fictional content.
According to Ofcom, they have issued a provisional notice under the Online Safety Act alleging a contravention by 4chan and indicating an intention to impose a penalty of 20,000 plus daily penalties thereafter. Now, listen. Yeah, the UK, I can't help but laugh at this, right? Because the UK thinks that they can police outside of their backyard. And that's where things are going to get really interesting, right? Because it's the same thing that's happening with Collective Shout in Australia. If they were policing their own backyard, nobody would care. Let them fight their own battle.
You can't really access many websites anymore in Australia, specifically anime websites, which is really interesting. Just weird shit.
Down there, you know, down under in Australia. But it's the same thing here with the UK. They think that they can fight outside of their backyard. If you want to fight this stuff and do all this censorship and this nonsense garbage in your own backyard, then you're more than welcome to, and let your citizens fight against you and fight for their rights, right? But at the end of the day, now you think that you are so all-powerful. You think that you have the means to do so, that you are now trying to reach beyond your backyard, which is going to result in an absolute felting of massive magnitude. I'm telling you, this is what happens when people push too far too quickly. This is what happens when they feel like, oh, they're at the finish line. We need to hurry up and get it before it's too late. This is what happens. So anyway,
I said it before and I'll say it again. The meteor did not kill all the dinosaurs. Some of those still sit in our governments.
It goes on to say that 4chan is a United States company incorporated in Delaware with no establishment, assets, or operations in the United Kingdom. Any attempt to impose or enforce a penalty against 4chan will be resisted in U.S. federal court. American businesses do not surrender their First Amendment rights because a foreign bureaucrat sends an email. Under settled principles of U.S. law, American courts will not enforce foreign penal fines or censorship codes. This is a beautiful thing. I love to see it. I really do. Now, to be fair, and I want to be very clear, they're trying to do the same thing here, okay? Obviously, these lawyers are going to be fighting for what's right in this particular scenario, but there are legislators out here, there are legal lawmakers out here in the U.S.
Yep, there are two, as far as I'm aware, there's two laws where that is currently the case that sound oddly similar to the Online Safety Act. So there's the problem. The problem is, let's face it, once this is established, no matter who you vote for in the future, the moment this is established, it is never going to go away. Just so we are clear, this is at this point not even a political left-right issue. The moment this is established, they will actively use this against criticism. And with they, I mean whoever is in current power. Let's not be fooled. Let's not be fooled. I didn't know dinosaurs were into children. I mean, dinosaurs don't know the age of consent, right? Once it bleeds, it breeds, kind of thing. It's just crazy. It is just insane that they really think that they can sue a company that does not operate in the UK. How does this work? So if 4chan pulls out, can they even sue them if they pull out of the UK? Which in my opinion they shouldn't.
That are advocating and trying to do the same exact thing. There was just a law that was essentially just let go in Mississippi when it came to their own personal online safety act. If you look here at this article from NPR, it says as of August 14th, Supreme Court allows Mississippi social media law to go into effect. And how is this different from the one that went into effect in Texas that specifically requires age verification in order to access explicit material? Well, this particular one, in contrast, the Mississippi law requires all users, every single one, to verify their age before using even the most common website.
You cannot convince me that this isn't a global attempt of censorship. A global targeted attempt at global censorship. You cannot convince me. You know what would be funny? You know what would be odd? If we're eventually at the point where Russia is more free than Europe and the United States. Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be funny? Ken Calvin can mount Hassan as a dinosaur. What the fuck? Hey, Destiny finds 15-year-olds hot. Do with that what you will.
There are social media sites ranging from Facebook to Nextdoor, a social media site that connects people to their nearby neighbors. In addition to the age verification rule, the Mississippi law requires social media websites to work to prevent children from accessing harmful materials and prohibits minors from using social media websites such as Instagram and YouTube without the parental consent. And again, there are companies out there like NetChoice that are fighting against this, trying to, basically claim that this is unconstitutional, which for a lot of people
are these. I'm gonna say this. I have to say it. Parents are just equally at fault because these retards don't know what parental control is. They don't control their children. It's just crazy.
They view it as such. Now, let's continue in this scenario because I just wanted to make it clear that this is absolutely trying to happen here. Don't think just because it's in the UK that you're safe from it here. You're not. They're trying to all enact this at the same time because once one domino falls, all of them are going to try to fall. So we got to stop it at some point. But anyway, it says American businesses do not surrender the First Amendment rights because a foreign bureaucrat sends them an email.
Once Europe falls as a whole, once Europe falls as a whole, it's gonna be the US. It's gonna be the US. It's gonna be parts of Asia. Until it's the whole world. I will say it again, it's not for children, it's for adults to give their ID. Correct? Correct? That's correct. This is literally... It is to check what you watch, what you consume, what you read, what you buy, what you post. This all... Essentially, what I'm thinking is... You know what China has? You know, that neat little thing called social credit score? What are the chances that DLC is gonna drop for the West? What are the chances that such a system will be established here as well? What are the chances?
And they will not uphold the penal fines or censorship codes. If necessary, we will seek appropriate relief in U.S. federal court to confirm these principles. United States federal authorities have been briefed on this matter. The Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, was reportedly warned by the White House to cease targeting Americans with the UK censorship codes, according to reporting in The Telegraph on July 30th. Despite these warnings, Ofcom continues its illegal campaign of harassment.
Leak his nudes online. Where's mine? After this one, if you want to.
Against American technology firms. A political solution to this matter is urgently required, and the solution must come from the highest levels of American government. We call on the Trump administration to invoke all diplomatic and legal levers available to the United States to protect American companies from extraterrestrial censorship mandates. Our client reserve all rights. So this is an amazing response by Byron and Storm, and it's very clear that they're prepared to fight this.
Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Huge chance and all massive protecting children. The children. That's the first step. That's the first step. First, we'll enact online censorship and we'll enact online control. So whatever you say can be used against you. Remember, shortly after the Online Safety Act dropped, in the same vein, a government institution, group, whatever you want to call it, that goes after people criticizing immigration in the UK was also established. I find that weird. And all of this is happening around the same time. That is weird. That feels targeted. That is pre-planned.
To the very end. Now, again, if you go over to the Ofcom website, this is what the majority of their website is talking about right now, which is about protecting children online. And they're desperately trying to convince everybody that the Online Safety Act in the UK is totally not about censorship. It's all about just protecting the kids, right? Spending time online is a part of everyday life for everyone in the UK, including children. We appreciate the value that children and families derive from using online.
I'm gonna say this: archive everything. Archive as much as you can. Because this is the freest internet you will ever get. It won't get better. From now on, it will only get worse. Archive as much as you can. Download what you want. At this point, otherwise you're cooked. The great... This stops piracy, effectively. Right? This technically does stop piracy. Now that I think about it. Because even those websites would need to ask for an ID. Interesting. Freedom belong to the past. At this point, yep.
Online services, I'm sure you do, and have spoken to many children and parents in coming up with the expectations we're placing on firms. We want children to be able to enjoy the benefits of being online, while reassuring parents that services like websites, social media platforms, games, and apps will be more responsible than ever to make sure online spaces are safer for the children who use them. Now, again, these parents, they must be some of the laziest parents in the world, because if you're looking towards daddy government in order to help you be a parent, well, you already failed as a parent.
I'm gonna straight up say this. This is most parents, though. Let's look. Let's look. 2021. Parents of young children under age of 6 spend about 2.5 hours per day on childcare. Whereas parents of older teens spend considerably less. So this is 6-year-old. This is interesting. When we look further, here we have something. Here we have something. If I Google that specifically for Germany, for example, because this would probably be worldwide. The total time with children. Okay, so German mothers, for example, spend 6 to 8.5 hours with children on average. That's for preschoolers. That is for preschoolers. That drops after the age of 12 by 75%. That means the average parent, you could say that the average parent spends 2 hours a day possibly with their 12-year-old. Yeah, it's not surprising that the government takes care of the children, because that's the truth. Some parents lack knowledge about games and stuff, you know, Father, it can't be their fault all over. Also, what if websites start abusing ID features to get private info? Oh, they definitely will get private info. You know how often Rockstar gets hacked? And their stuff gets leaked? Yeah. In my opinion, children shouldn't have internet to begin with until they are at least 13, and I'm talking only teach them what it is, not entertainment. If the average parent here in Germany, which it will likely be the same in like the US and the UK and most Western countries, the average parent spends 2 hours a day with their child at the age of 12, something's wrong, and I can tell you what is wrong. It's because both parents have to work, which means effectively, at around middle schooler age, the government takes effectively over as the parent. And I think, again, conspiracy theory, that is wanted. 2 hours a day sounds a lot in my case. Yeah, that is not enough in my opinion. That is not enough. That is not enough. I'm gonna straight up say it. I think with most cases, honestly, I think that is not enough. That is just not enough.
In my opinion, that's just what it is, right? You're gonna have people out there, they're gonna say, no, that's not true, kids could get away with it anyway. And I totally understand that. Listen, we were all kids at one point. We all got away with shit that we shouldn't have been doing.
The problem is that kids aren't stupid. That is the reason why VPNs went up. Those weren't just adults, those were teens as well. Kids are not stupid. Mostly kid and parents are in the house, but the kid on TV, PC, friends, or doing something by themselves 2 hours a day should be considered child abuse at this point, especially for such a young child. But it isn't. I'm once again saying that the reason why both parents work is not only to the benefit of the woman, it is to the benefit of the government. And I stay by that because it is.
But at the end of the day, chances are, if we look back at our parents, they were probably a little bit lazy. At the end of the day, the truth is that this is not going to be utilized to protect the children. It's just not. This is going to be utilized to censor content that they deem problematic for children and adults. Children should not be accessing this content, and there is parental controls in place to ensure that they do not. If they access this content, that means they went through multiple checks and balances and were able to bypass every single one of them, including the last one, which should be their parent. The first and the last one should be their parent. But they were able to bypass it anyway. This Online Safety Act isn't going to do a goddamn thing. All the kids are going to do is steal their parents' ID, upload that to the service, and say, boom, I'm an adult. Now I can access everything, and we are good.
Or the uploading pictures of Death Stranding, or other stuff, or just AI generated stuff. That also works. Interestingly enough, finally, AI has a use. AI has a use. Fake IDs. It could be pretty close nowadays.
To go. It's not, literally nothing is going to change with this. Now, this is sincerely going to just be used to censor content. We already know this. We've already seen this happen. It is censoring content on X. It is censoring content on YouTube. It is censoring content on Steam, digital platforms. It's censoring content literally everywhere, and it's censoring it not just for kids, but also for adults. So this whole Online Safety Act thing, there's a reason why they didn't call it the Kids Online Safety Act, is because they know that this is going to affect everybody, not just children, but adults as well. And that's what they're banking on. They're banking on this affecting adults because they want to ensure that they control what you see, what you say, and what you do at any given time. And if you do something that is wrong thing, if you say something,
if you think something is wrong, if you say something that goes against the current establishment, they can jail you. That's the problem. Which is why I'm saying this is not even, people be like left or right, the left wouldn't do that, the right wouldn't do that. Yes, you fuckers, you would both do that. Yes, they would both. This is a much bigger problem, because whoever's in power is gonna dictate what is tolerated to be said. That's the problem, and I think freedom of speech goes both ways. Not wrong. Working parent is taxpaying parent, and that is favorite government thing about them. That's why I said. Made a tweet. The greatest benefit of feminism is for the government. Double the taxes. Double the taxes, double the consumers. Everything needs to be bought twice. If there's a divorce, two parents, so far and so on. And that's what I genuinely believe. The greatest benefit holder is the government. Straight up. Because everything is just doubled. It's just straight up double the taxes. It's never left versus right. It's higher ups versus us. Exactly. I think AI can make you fake ID. I don't know. Maybe a genius can use it for it. I mean, it gets better and better. Eventually, you will no longer be able to differentiate. And when you can no longer differentiate, that's going to be finally some good use of it.
If that is wrong thing, well, guess what? You will have people at your door ensuring that they make sure you comply. So you guys can let me know what you think about this entire situation with 4chan. Do you think that these lawyers are going to absolutely destroy the Ofcom? You know, what they plan on doing? Good old sir over here plans on doing? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
We're cooked. I think we're cooked. Enjoy the internet as the way it is now right now, as free as it is right now, because we are, in fact, cooked. This will not be... I can tell you right now, we can do whatever we want. This will not be stopped. This will next hit Europe, and when it hits Europe, it hits the US. Once it hits the US, it's slowly also going to seep its way into Asia, and then we have it everywhere. Mass surveillance. Cyberpunk 2077. Yep, that's gonna be it. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe.